Hi kids! Welcome to KHC TV, where each week we learn how to be kingdom expanding, heart transforming, and culture shaping. My name is Robin, and I am so excited to welcome you to another Fun Friday. Today, we're going to be learning about how Jesus taught us to shine His light to everyone we meet. But before we get any further, it's time for us to worship together. So I need you to stand up, give yourself plenty of space, and let's sing together today. That was awesome! Thanks for worshiping with us. Now, let's check in with Kerry to see how we can reflect Jesus to others every day.
Oh, hi everyone! Is it already time for Fun Friday? Well, since you're here, let me tell you about what has been going on. You see, just the other day, I was at my house and the power went out. So I was stuck in, you guessed it, the dark. Have you ever had your power go out at your house? The power goes out, and what is the very first thing you do? We run around looking everywhere so that we can find some type of light. And I found a few different options during my search. I have a flashlight and a lantern, and I even stumbled across some broken bulbs. Looking at all these lights really has me thinking about the life of Jesus. So let's check out a Bible story together.
God's story, Jesus. So part of God's story, actually the biggest part of God's story, is about how He sent us a rescuer. And it goes like this. Way back in the beginning, God created a perfect world, and He made it exactly the way He wanted. It was full of good things like oceans and mountains and giraffes and jellyfish. There was no sickness or sadness or death, and He made people, Adam and Eve, to live in His perfect world with Him forever. People were God's favorite creation. In fact, he called everything he made good, but he called people very good. Then something awful happened. They disobeyed God, and then that's when all the wrong things in the world began. Now, even though people disobeyed God, he loves us more than anything. So God planned a rescue. One day, he would send his son to rescue his family from all the wrong things in the world. That way, we could be close to God again. God's family was so excited about this rescuer. They waited hundreds and hundreds of years. They thought the rescuer would be a mighty king or maybe a powerful warrior. Imagine their surprise when the rescuer was born as a little baby. It was Jesus. It wasn't what they had expected, but it was exactly what God had planned. Jesus was completely human, but also completely God. That means he was perfect and never did anything wrong. He ate and slept and had friends just like you and me, but he could also do incredible things that only God can do. And when he was all grown up, he was ready to show the whole world that he was God's son. When Jesus was an adult, he started traveling and doing miracles. A miracle is something amazing that can only happen with God's help. And Jesus did lots of miracles. He went to a party and turned water into wine. He fed 5,000 hungry people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. He calmed a raging storm by telling it to stop. He walked on water. He healed people everywhere he went. He made blind people see and paralyzed people walk. He touched the sick and made their diseases disappear. He even brought a dead man back to life. And he told people that he could do all of this because he was the Son of God. Jesus didn't just heal people on the outside. He healed them on the inside too. He forgave their sins. That means they didn't have to be punished for their wrong choices. Instead, they could follow Jesus. Some people didn't like what Jesus was doing. They didn't believe he was the Son of God. And even after all the miracles Jesus did, like healing the sick and making blind people see, they still didn't believe him. They actually wanted Jesus to die. And that's exactly what happened. Jesus had to suffer and die on a cross, even though he had never done anything wrong. When Jesus died on the cross, God's family was brokenhearted. The rescuer was gone. They wondered how they would ever be close to God again. But then, something incredible happened. Jesus didn't stay dead. He came back to life. He was alive. He is alive. This was God's plan all along. Jesus chose to take the punishment for our sins. He died on the cross so we don't have to. And now anyone can become a part of God's family if we choose to believe that Jesus rescued us. We get to be close to Jesus because he loves us. He loves us when other people don't. He loves us when we feel left out, alone, and hurt. He loves us even when we do wrong things. And this isn't just your ordinary, everyday kind of love. It's the strongest, most powerful, never-ending, never-changing, always and forever kind of love. And no matter what we do or where we go, he will always be with us. And that's the story of Jesus. So in case you missed it, here's the quick version. God made a perfect world. People messed it up. God had a plan to rescue us. It was Jesus. He did miracles and healed people. He showed everyone that he's the Son of God. He died for us, rose from the dead, and forgave our sins. He loves us, and nothing will ever change that. And that's a really great part of God's story.
Wow, Jesus is awesome. He loves me and you and everyone. And looking at the life of Jesus, it is clear to see that he loved and served others with everything he did. He was shining his light into a dark world that desperately needed it. And do you know that Jesus said we are supposed to be a light to people too? You might be thinking, well, what does that look like? I am not a radioactive glowing person. And you're right. Shining light, the way Jesus is talking about, is just like when you serve others by giving things or doing good things for someone. By loving others how Jesus did, you are shining the light of Jesus on them. You know, Jesus spent his entire life shining his light to others, and we should do the same. But the question I have for you today is what kind of light are you going to shine? Because there are actually a few different types of light that we can choose to shine. Just like the ones I found earlier, and the first one we're going to talk about is a flashlight. Lights, please. Here we go. Okay, so flashlights. They produce a beam of light, and we get to point that light wherever we want to. And wherever we point it, it'll shine. However, we can also choose to not shine the light in some places. Like, if I don't want to shine the light over there, I just don't point my flashlight over there. When it comes to shining the light of Jesus to the people all around us, being a flashlight is like that person who picks and chooses who they shine the light of Jesus to and who they don't. Picking and choosing who we are nice to and who we are not nice to. Picking and choosing who we will serve and who we won't serve. It's like saying, I really like that kid over here, so I will definitely shine my light this way. But man, this girl over here, she's strange and all the kids make fun of her, so I do sometimes too, so I'm just going to keep my light shining this way. I'm not going to shine it on her. Oh sure, I'll definitely help my friend with their problem. She's a Christian. But that kid over there, he doesn't even go to church. So I'm going to steer clear and keep my light a distance far away from him. I'm just going to keep going this way with it. When we look at the life of Jesus, do we ever see him picking and choosing like this? Saying things like, you get healed, and you get healed, and you get healed. But you over there, I'm just not feeling it today. Of course not. Jesus shined his light to everyone around him. So how can we say things like, that person deserves my help, and that person does not deserve my kindness today? That person over there, but not that one. We never see Jesus do this. So how could we? Now the flashlight does put off some light, but if we're following Jesus' example, we shouldn't be picking and choosing. We should be shining light of Jesus to everyone around us. Kind of like the next type of light I'm going to show you, the lantern. The lantern shines light on everything it comes near. Jesus didn't care who people were. He didn't care what they had done, how bad they were, how many times they had sinned. He knew that his light was for everyone. Jesus came not to pick and choose like the flashlight, but to seek and save the lost, like Luke 19:10 says, which the lost was literally everyone around him. Jesus was a lantern, shining light to everyone around him. And we should be a reflection of that light to everyone around us. And that is why we say, every day, I reflect Jesus to others. The light of Jesus is for everyone. So we should not pick and choose who we shine the light of Jesus to. We should reflect Jesus to all the people around us, just like the lantern. Let's go ahead and hit those lights. Now there is another type of light that we can be like, and it is no good at all. The last kind of light is like this broken bulb. The broken bulb is no help to anyone. It doesn't put off any light at all. These people, the broken bulbs, are really only thinking about themselves. They only look to get things from people and never look to shine their light to others by serving or helping anyone. If this is you, you're being selfish. And people don't want to be around anyone like this because people are drawn to the light. We want to be in the light, and we're supposed to shine the light of Jesus in our world. So you may wonder, well, what's my world? Proverbs 3:27 says, do not withhold good from those who need it when you have the ability to help. Kids, your world is where you have the ability to help. It could be your family, your neighborhood, your school, your friends. Jesus never held back good from anyone. If he had the ability to help, he did. How can we not follow someone like that? We should thank Jesus and show our love for him by reflecting him to others. If there is a need that you can help someone with, do it. Don't be like the flashlight, picking and choosing. Don't be selfish and serve nobody like the broken bulb. Be the lantern. If you see someone that needs help with something that you have the ability to help them with, don't hold back. Go for it. Help them and shine the light of Jesus to them. Not just some people. Remember, be like Jesus. Be a lantern to everyone around you. So I want to encourage you to talk with your parents about ways you already are and ways you can do this more. Let's light up our world for Jesus, friends. Now, we have some work to do, so I will look forward to seeing you again for Kids Time on Sunday.